The air in the tent was thick and cold. Corporal Evans hunched over a crackling radio set in southern England. His weapon was his ears, trained to catch the faintest Morse code through the static. Tonight he heard the conductor, a German operator's unique rhythm. Each operator's style was a fingerprint, and Evans could track them across the map. The real war was fought in the shadows, finding clues in invisible transmissions. The Germans hid their forces well, making traditional reconnaissance nearly useless. The answer wasn't in what the enemy said, but in the act of speaking itself. Evans's job was to listen for these ghosts in the machine, mapping the invisible war. The work in these tents powered the Allied campaign, turning whispers into weapons. The ghost in the machine was real, and it was on our side. In the darkness, Evans listened, and the fate of armies shifted with every tap of the key. Every radio transmission was a beacon, revealing its source to those who knew how to listen. Allied scientists developed radio direction finding, RDF, to turn invisible signals into precise locations. Listening posts lined the British coast, each with a directional antenna. Operators rotated antennas to find the strongest signal, then drew a line on the map. 2 or more lines from different posts gave a location. Where they crossed, the enemy was found. The Germans thought their encrypted messages were safe, but transmitting betrayed them. The Allies could pinpoint a command post within seconds. The invisible trail of radio waves became a map to the heart of the German war machine. The invisible trail led straight to destruction. German reliance on radio exposed 3 fatal flaws. First, the human element. Each Morse operator had a unique fist, letting Allies track units by their rhythm. Second, the physics of radio. Direction-finding stations could lock onto a signal in seconds, plotting its location before the operator finished transmitting. Third, traffic analysis. By studying who talked to whom, when, and how often, Allies could predict German movements and intentions. These flaws worked together. Identify a unit by its fist, locate it with triangulation, and anticipate its next move through traffic patterns. The Germans trusted their Enigma codes, but missed the bigger picture. Their strength, radio command, became their undoing. The Allies built a clear map of the German order of battle without breaking a single code. The invisible war was won by listening, not just decoding. The Germans' confidence in their technology blinded them to their real vulnerability. Every transmission was a risk, every message a potential death sentence. The perfect storm of intelligence gave the Allies the upper hand. The Germans' greatest asset had become their greatest weakness. The war was being lost in the airwaves. Intelligence from listening tents became instant action. A German signal intercepted in the morning could bring fighter bombers by afternoon. Bearings were taken, lines crossed, coordinates relayed, targets destroyed. Artillery and Navy guns used the same data to hit unseen positions with deadly accuracy. Commandos parachuted in, guided by radio intelligence to sabotage key sites. The system was relentless. Enemy signals in, destruction out. The Germans never saw the predator hunting them. The Allies struck with precision, saving lives and crippling the enemy. The battlefield was shaped by information, not just firepower. The enemy fought on 2 fronts, one visible, one invisible, and lost both. The production line of destruction ran on the enemy's own transmissions. The war was decided by those who could listen best. The whisper became a strike. German commanders faced an impossible choice. To command, they had to use radio and risk instant detection. Every message could reveal their location to Allied bombers and artillery. Some enforced strict radio discipline, but even brief transmissions were enough for direction finders. Others tried deception using remote transmitters, but this made them less mobile and more vulnerable. Laying cables was slow and risky. Mobility was sacrificed for security. The electronic trap was inescapable. Use the radio and risk destruction, or stay silent and lose control of the battle. The psychological toll was immense. Commanders knew they were being hunted, but not how. Their greatest tool had become a liability. The Germans were forced into a no-win situation. The Allies' invisible weapon left them paralyzed and exposed. The war of nerves was as decisive as the war of guns. After D-Day, the Allies were trapped in a narrow beachhead, facing fierce resistance. The landscape favored the defenders, but radio intelligence gave the Allies the edge. As German panzers rushed to Normandy, their radio signals betrayed every move. Allied air forces struck columns on the roads, turning them into graveyards of metal. Headquarters were identified and destroyed. Leaders were hunted from the air. Rommel himself was wounded because his movements were tracked. Without communication, German units fought blindly, unable to coordinate. Operation Cobra shattered the German front, aimed where their signals showed weakness. The race across France began, cleared by a weapon the enemy never saw. The unseen war decided the fate of Normandy and the world.